Hello everyone, welcome back to another beginner tutorial in Fusion 360. Today we're going to be going over my personal favorite feature, which is the Revolve feature. So what this does, it allows you to take any sketch that you create and revolve it around any axis which you create or choose from the plane. Meaning, as I show here, you have a sketch which revolves around the axis, creating some really cool 3D objects. So for one of the more basic examples, some people you could some um, some 3D modeling programs such as Tinkercad would allow you to bring in, let's say, a sphere, just a whole sphere into the workspace. Fusion 360 does have that option, however, many people don't do that. Instead, they make an arc all the way around. I will complete the arc in order to create the 2D shape, and now I'll finish my sketch. So now I'll go to the Revolve feature, and I can, once selected, because there's only one profile here to actually revolve around, and now I could choose my axes. So I could choose any one of the given ones, but I can also choose one of the lines that I created, which I will do right now. So I will click that line, and boom. I now have a sphere from that one, two-dimensional semicircle. So once you actually click the axis, it gives you options to change the angle. So if you want a hemisphere, some semicircle, you go to 70, all of this, which unlike Tinkercad, this is not something you can do. Tinkercad only has like half spheres and full spheres. They don't really have the option to do this or to create any amount which you could possibly need. Go all the way around. So I'm actually going to keep it at 360 for this example. So now that I have this sphere in the workspace, you don't only have to create around an axis, you can also cut around an axis. Meaning, if I choose this work plane, I'll get my two-dimensional area, and I'll choose an arbitrary place to put a circle. We'll go with the center, and we'll create a circle right here. So I'll finish a sketch. Now this circle is on the wall of the work plane. If I do the Revolve tool, I'll select this profile, and the axis will be the same axis that I revolved the circle around, but now Fusion 360 wants me to cut around the whole thing. So I can either cut around the whole thing, which will leave me this shape, or I can go over here and I could edit the feature, and I could join it, which would leave me with this weird torus looking shape. Or I could do the intersect, which would basically take the parts which intersect and only make those, which would leave me with this other smaller torus kind of shape. So this is great because you can take any random couple of shapes. Let's say I want to just do a whole bunch of random shapes like this. Finish sketch. I'll take this and I'll revolve it around this axis, which would give me something like this. I don't know what this could be used for, but, or let's say I might be able to revolve it around a different axis. Let's try, here, let's undo that. Let's try that again. We'll choose a profile, which is this one. We'll select the axis I want to go to. This one doesn't really work. We'll choose this one again. Okay. So the reason why that doesn't work is because you cannot revolve around an axis when the object will intersect with itself. Meaning, let's just take a full circle. The reason why you can't revolve a full circle around itself as axis, the error is going to show up. See? Profile crosses the revolve axis. Means as it revolves around itself, it will be continually intersecting with itself, which is why it can't work. Which is why we originally used a half sphere, or just a semicircle. So going to the vase I showed you yesterday, this is a just 2D sketch using splines and some straight lines that I created on one of the sketch planes. So if I take this and I revolve it around, so I could revolve this around two axes. I could revolve around this one, which would give me this shape, or I could revolve it around a different axis, which I'm just going to do that. Or I could revolve it around this one, which would give me the vase that I had in the other in the shell tutorial. Another really cool thing that you can do is I'm actually gonna, so I already have the circle in here. I'll draw just a random arbitrary line over here. I'll finish my sketch. I could use this as my profile. I could use this as my axis, which would give me a torus in this direction. So you can draw whichever axis you want. You don't only have to use the axes that are within the origin. So let's do like a little quick project. If let's say I want to make a very simple top shape. So you have to imagine what one cross section of it would look like. So I'm just going to use straight lines here. We'll go with up for the top. We'll go up a little bit, and then we'll go down here. This is going to be a very pointed top. So I'll select the sketch, and I'll select the axis, and I'll finish, and now I have a top. But I think it's a little too deep, so I can go back to Edit Sketch, and since none of these are constrained anywhere, I could just move them to wherever I want, or to adjust it until I like it. So now I have this shape, or I'll go back one more time, and I'll make this a little bit shorter, go a little bit here, make this longer to create this really weird UFO type shape. So in the end, the Revolve tool is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It gives you some really cool and powerful options for you to create any 3D object. I want to go like this. We have this shape. You can come up with anything as long as you can imagine what a cross section of it would look like. Let's try another very simple vase. So we'll choose a top. We'll choose a bottom length. This might be just a little too far. So let's just move this up here. It's already constrained to the horizontal, so I can't like change it. So I'll put it over here. And now I'll go to spline. Make a couple of inflection points. I'll finish the sketch. Go back to edit. So I could choose the tangent points of the spline to change the curve. We'll go with that. I can also move the tangent points to try and get the curve that I want. And now I can change the tangent lines of this. So do that. Now I will just connect the two course together. For some reason this is not showing up as a body. So let's fix that. We'll try this. There we go. So I'll take this, choose revolve. I will revolve it around this axis. There we go. Now I have this vase, which shown from last video. I can just take it. I can shell it at 2 millimeters, and there we go. A nice hollow. I don't know what you would use this for, but it is a really cool shape. And the revolve feature is just a lot of fun to play around with.